Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time that I've posted a video and I thought why not I should come here and drop this opinion that I've got in terms of the 4 Nigerians who were jailed for manhandling an 89-year-old woman. So if you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a return subscriber, thank you for always coming back. So as you all know, I'm a nurse, and before I began my journey as a nurse, I once worked in a care home, and that care home is not actually far from where I live right now. It's about 15 minutes if I drive. So I remember I did some care training before I eventually got that job. So that was actually how I got into care. So I did some training, about a classroom training of 12 weeks, and then I got a job in a care home working full-time. So I remember this care home was like a residential care with elderly people, and then most of them are 89. And when I read their file, some of them were gynecologists in their younger days, some of them were pilots, some of them were directors, surgeons. It's not as if they are yeye people, no. So obviously their age, some of them don't have their own kids, but obviously families they have can't look after them. Our culture in Africa is different from the culture here in the United Kingdom. If a patient or a family member grows older and it becomes something that they can't really care for them, because obviously families here will not keep their lives on hold just because they want to care for somebody. See, peradventure, if any of these care users, let's call them cares, these are elderly people in care home, if maybe they have their own children, their children will only be able to look after them to a certain extent. As time goes on, it might be difficult for their family or their children to look after them. Hence why they will be taken to a care home so that they will get round the clock 24-hour care. And some of these elderly people in the UK who are in care home, some of them do have some sort of like neuron or health issues whereby it might even makes it difficult for families to look after them at home. So for instance, some people might have Parkinson's, some might have dementia, and this is that I mentioned. Please, if you've never heard of them, please take a pen and paper, whichever way, write them down and go and read more, so that by the time I'm dropping my opinion about this video that is trending on Instagram, you will know that yes, I'm coming from a place of academic and knowledge. So people in residential homes who are aged and their families have decided to put them in the care homes, like I said, they might have Parkinson's, their Parkinson's might be early on stage, their Parkinson's might be end stage, they might have dementia, they might have other many health issues that is associated with age. So now why am I here? I'm here because 4 Nigerians were recently jailed for the way they've provided care to a residential care home, let's say care user. So this care user is an 89-year-old woman. Obviously her family will come and check her, and they will notice that she's got bruises, or they notice there's something different about her. Maybe she was more withdrawn, or she was maybe more aggressive. Obviously family who knew their grandparent before they place her in a care home could tell the difference in how their grandmother was behaving. So obviously they asked the carers who were in the care homes, like, oh, they raised their concerns, but they were like, oh, they couldn't tell if anything's been done differently to her. So a family member planted a Wi-Fi camera in their grandmother's room in the care home, and lo and behold, it captured how our Nigerian men, or a Nigerian man and 3 women, forcefully gave care to this woman. In this video, I'm going to drop it somewhere here so you can watch it while I'm talking. So I'm going to take the voice away from that video so you can watch it while I'm talking. I want you to watch the full length. And like I said in my video that I shared on TikTok, if you watch that video and you don't see anything wrong in it, then let them do so to your mother, and let's see how you're going to react. Or let your father's legs be raised high in the air the way they did this woman, and let's see how you would react. Or when at your old age, let them treat you the way this elderly woman was being treated. You know what? In care, there's something called consent. No matter your capability, no matter your mental capability, no matter if you are talking or not, as long as the person you want to provide care to is telling you no, or they are not allowing you touch them, or they are not allowing you do anything that you're supposed to do with them, the best thing you can do as a carer, at that instance is to stop, report the incident to either your care manager or to all your other colleagues, and document it. Move on to the next person. Don't say because is a must that you must provide personal care for this patient, for this person, you must do it. No, you can't forcefully give care. And you know what? These residents, these care users, these elderly old people that are in care homes. I once worked in the care home before, and I've had patients whereby some of the care girls like, oh, this patient, that resident in room 6, she's violent, she's this. And when I started, I took my time to know most of them. There's one particular one, I've seen the way other people that I worked in care homes will drag residents out of bed. And I'll be like, for me, I found them that not to be right at all. I couldn't stand it. That care job that I got, I only worked there for 4 weeks because I couldn't stand the way they were treating the older people in that care home. Every time I said I'm going to report, they would threaten me instead, which was why I left to go do nursing in a professional way. So there's something we called consent, and it could be the youngest person you are ever looking for. It could be a 3-year-old person, it could be a 5-year-old, it could be a 17-year-old, it could be an 18-year-old, it could be a 70-something-year-old. As soon as that person is saying no or is giving resistance to the kind of care you want to give them, the best thing you can do is stop whatever you're trying to help them with or provide them with, let somebody else know, document it, and you move on. It might happen once, and later on the residents might allow you to give them personal care, or the president might just keep saying no, 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 no. So as I was saying, when I worked in a care home, there's this particular woman there. They said she was violent, this, that. But I noticed that I went to read her file, and there's something that says that she loves Christian song. And there was one morning we were trying to get out of bed, but she wouldn't get out of bed. I left her. I went to do another patient. I was like, so that she doesn't make me spend longer than I would spend. And residents like that, you need to get them showered, changed, get them ready for the day so we could get breakfast. So I went back to the patient, to resident's room, and I said good morning to her. I was talking to her, and this was a resident who was, I think she was 79. She had breast cancer. She's frail. Her skin is very, very thin. You know, all the signs of aging. She has all the signs of aging. She has dementia as well, which means that most of the things that she's doing, she's not even aware of the fact that she's doing those things. So I went back, I calmed her down, and I said to her, like, I was talking to her as if she could respond to me. Like, okay, I'll call her Susan. Like, Susan, what dress would you like to wear today? Would you like a skirt? Would you like a blouse? What color would you like? You know, I was doing that even though she was still not coming out of bed, but she needs assistance to get out of bed. So I started like that with her, and I picked an outfit for her. And then I tried to say to her that, you know what, this is what we're having for breakfast. This is what we're having for tea. This is what we're having. And then I saw her smile. And then to me, that's a breakaway for me. And then she stood up with me. I support her with her walking frame, walked to the bathroom with her, sat her down, involved her in what I was doing. I gave her the sponge to wash herself. I had a soap, gave it to her while I washed her feet and everything. And then she was humming. I noticed that anytime she's having a shower, or if another resident is caring for her, she will hum songs, and those songs can like sound Christian wise to me. So one day I tried to go and check her folder, and I realized that she spent most of her life in church. Since then, anytime I go to her to care for her, I will sing Christian hymns. Christian hymns that are very, very popular, like "Guide Me Home, My Great Redeemer." I will sing that song. I started learning all these Catholic hymns and all these songs that I learned as an Anglican. I will sing, and anytime I'm giving her personal care, I'm quite emotional about this. Anytime I'm giving her personal care in the morning, I will sing those songs, and I will see her cry. I will see her shed tears, and she will allow me to do everything I needed to do for her to get her ready for in the morning. And the other girls will be like, Wemi, how did you do it? And I'll just like, you are not patient enough. So what I'm saying in essence is that you have to have the passion for care in order to look after somebody else. But some of our Nigerians, they're only coming into the UK to do care jobs just because of the money. Just because after 3 or 5 years, you'll be able to settle down in the UK. See, those 4 people that were jailed, the 18-month sentence they give them is too small. I wish they would have used them as a scapegoat, that if a resident says no, or the person you are looking after, or the person you are giving care says no, or they are shouting, or they are not comfortable, or you think maybe you might be, maybe maybe hurting them, just stop whatever you are doing. It doesn't mean that you don't know what you're doing. It doesn't mean that you are lazy. But report it. There's something in nursing. If it is not being written down, then it does not happen. So it's like you gave a patient a medication and you've not signed in the cardex to say you've given the patient the medication. According to NMC law, it means that you've not given the patient the medication because you've not signed it. But if you've given the patient the medication and you've signed it that, yes, I signed this medication, it means that, yes, it happened and you've signed it. But if you don't sign it to NMC, you've not given the medication. So same thing happens. If that, or if, as you're watching this video, all of this thing that this elderly patient was emulating in this video, if you put it in a report and also let your managers know, it will be noted that you've tried your best, but this resident is not willing. So they won't force you. And maybe there's a particular member of staff that this resident likes to look after her. So all the care users or all the managers will know, and then they'll try and find a way around it. But the way they treated that woman, like raising her legs up, they could have easily broken her hip. They could have easily dislocated her knee. And the most annoying thing was that after the video came out, I think the elderly lady passed away a few months afterwards. And when I saw that video on Instagram, some of our Nigerian people, none of them found anything wrong with that video. They were like, oh, the elderly woman was racist, the elderly woman does not this, the elderly woman was violent. And I'm like, do you know what dementia meant at all? Do you all know what dementia meant at all? Like their memory goes back to being like a baby. They start acting like a toddler. Would you treat a toddler like that? So go and read up on dementia. If you're going to go into care work, educate yourself more, because majority of population in the UK, I don't have the statistic, but I will say I will drop the statistics of population of the UK that has dementia as an aging, as an effect of aging. So it's not a disease, it's just something that happens. In Africa, our own place, we don't put our parents in care homes when they are old. That is why their memory lasts longer with them. But here in the UK, there's so many things that could lead up to dementia. It's part of aging. And the way Africans age is different from how people abroad age. But if you're a Nigerian, and you are coming into the UK to do care job, and you think this kind of thing is what you'll be doing, don't worry, come, and they will use you as a scapegoat. All I'm going to say is this: if you know you are coming from Nigeria to come and do care work, and you don't find anything wrong in that video that you've just watched, it's better you sit back in Nigeria. Don't come at all. Don't come and spoil the ground for some of us that are still managing what is left of UK. Okay? Let those of us that are still here managing what's left of UK continue to manage it for ourselves and for our future children and the children we are raising. Don't bring all of your bad manners. Don't bring all of the sufferness that we've all grown to know in Nigeria. Don't bring it here, because you'll be taught a hard lesson. I'm so passionate and pained that when I saw that video and I went to read the comment people were dropping, I was just like, I was trying my best to say, you know what, go and read up on dementia, go and read up on what happens when the patient has dementia. And people were like, you know what, don't worry. And people that are telling me not to bother myself are people who are actually here, who understand what I'm talking about. Especially consent. Consent is very, very important when it comes to care. The moment the person you are looking after says no, you have to stop whatever you are trying to do for them. Document it. Let your manager or let another colleague who was there as a witness know, and then move on to something else. Guys, I don't want to make this video too long, but I'm going to say this. Those four, I hope they serve their sentence and deport them back to Nigeria. Because don't use care job to come into the UK to settle down. Don't go into care job because you think it's a quick avenue to make money. Do care job because that is the kind of care you would want for your parents also, if your parents are that age. That's just what I say. I should quickly come here to say, like, guys, if you've ever worked in a care home before and you've seen that video, let me know what you think about that video. Do you think the mama was not that, or the way they were? In fact, let me know. Let me drop your opinion in the comment section, because it's so crazy. Like, I kept watching that video and I was just like, there's no way I'm going to let this pass. I don't want to be treated that way, and I will never ever treat anybody who I'm caring for that way in any way. Even as a nurse, I've heard someone say to me, you know, I don't want you to look after me, and I'm like, that's fine. I'll speak to my manager, and hopefully we can assign somebody whom you will be happy to look after you. Life is not hard. If a resident says no, it's not hard. They've just made your job easy for you. it is up to the manager to look for somebody else that the resident or the patient will like. So that's just my opinion there. Nigerians, I'm saying this, some of you Nigerians, if you're coming to the UK to do care work and you think in that video that's the way you have to treat your residents, stay put in Nigeria, stay there, don't bother coming at all. After all, some of you say UK people, UK people, UK people, you get offended when we in the UK are telling you the realities of living and working in the UK. All of you should open your sense and start doing things the right way. You were trained before going to that job, so I see no reason why you should treat a resident with dementia that way. Let us learn to apply empathy, passion, show that you care. It's not because of the money. You know, I'm preaching now, but guys, this is the end of my video. Let me know what you think, and let's drop our comments respectfully in the comment section. And if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget to subscribe, like, drop a comment, share, and also put on the notification bell. And I'll see you in my next video. All right, bye.